Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Hammer Time After Dark. It is currently 9 p.m. and the boys are absolutely dialed in on their SEC breakdown and preview for today. This is going to be two parts, so we are most definitely not getting through this conference in a single day. So please bear with us, but don't let us give you financial gambling advice. Short answer, we just suck. It's okay. We'll find out this season. Before we start, we've actually gotten a lot of reviews. I don't know if you guys have seen. When we started, we had like 10 5-stars. It's actually nuts. So, plenty thanks from the people listening. And I think we had like a ton of impressions. I forget how much it was. It was like over 100 impressions, though, which was just nuts. Because last year, we couldn't break like 20. But it was fun because it was just starting out. But it's just crazy, the amount of growth in pretty much less than a year doing this thing. So, whether you're going to be betting big on your futures or pretty much just here for the chaos, we're going to pretty much dive into top four and bottom four. And then pretty much next episode is going to be the middle ground. So, I'm starting out with my top team. I know we all have different top teams, probably. Maybe some of us are the same. I don't know. But I'm going to start out with Alabama. And I'm going to see some smiles here and some shaking heads. That's okay. All right. So, Alabama, Crimson Tide, the GOAT, DeBoer, whatever Pat McAfee said that one game day show. I don't know what it was. It's kind of sick, though. Second year. First year, 9-4. Projection for this year, though, some studs, dude. Some young studs. We kind of talked about it a little bit here and there. But second in SP Plus is my projection. I have them at 10, roughly at 10 wins, 6 of those in the SEC. I really liked this team at the beginning, and I absolutely hated this team at the end last year. First 10 games of the year, they were at 39.5 points per game with nearly 7 yards per play and an extremely low turnover rate. The last 4 games, 14.7 points per game, less than 5 yards per play, and a 5% turnover rate. Alarming numbers within the first, not even the first half, just like the first 75%, roughly, I guess you could say, of the games. In the second, that was bad. It was bad overall. So, quarterback play is obviously incredibly important here. Moving to Ty Simpson, Georgia shows up in the schedule this year, pretty much in September, sometime in there. I don't think he only has to be ready in terms of talking about Ty Simpson. I don't think he has to be necessarily ready and like insanely quick, but I don't think that's how things are going to work out this season. I think he's going to have to ease in a lot quicker in order to prepare for Georgia because they are early in the year. But we can discuss a little bit. So that's my top number one team. I'm curious about your guys's.
Okay. So top team for me this year is going to be Texas. I think I've said before, I think it's their season to lose. Yes, Arch Manning definitely has a lot to prove, going from kind of like that hybrid role behind Quinn to the number one guy. It's going to be interesting. Like I've said, when we talked about the Big Ten, it's going to be a huge test week one. And I think a lot is going to hinge on that particular game for the season for both of those teams. And depending on where they end up is going to decide that season. I won't get too far into it, but I think they have a more favorable schedule outside of that week one game as far as for the conference. They really only have UGA and A&M, in my opinion, outside of Ohio State, to give them some sort of true test outside of the flaky games. So we'll see. But as of right now, Texas, I think, is their conference to lose.
Yeah, I'm with Cade. I'm on.
What?
The Tennessee fan is saying he is high on Alabama.
I want to puke into a bag.
Scary.
Yeah, I know, right? That is scary. I just there's a lot going for Alabama. Not going to get like super, super deep into a bunch of these, but as Cade was talking about, like QB consistency last year killed him. You look at what Jalen Milroe did, and you have games like the LSU game where he runs for like over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he looks like a Heisman winner. And then you have the Oklahoma game. I think it's huge to get a guy in Ty Simpson or their 5-star that they got, just a guy that DeBoer kind of would rather have in this recruiting class. Number 3 in the country, 19 blue chip prospects, and bringing back Grubb as their offensive coordinator, who was supposed to be there originally. I think it puts him over the top this year, personally. But I think it's close. I don't see, and I know we've talked about this in the other previews, is I don't think there is a team to beat this year. Like I don't think there's a number 1 outstanding team, and so I think that's what's going to make the SEC so fun. I think there could be 4 different teams that only have 2 losses, and you're going into the last week of the season with tiebreakers playing a role into who makes the SEC championship.
I agree. I just like their defense a lot this year. I think they should already be really good. That's my main thing. It's not even the offense. I think their offense is going to be talented, but I think their defense is what's going to really win them the games this year more so. They ranked 5th in points allowed per drive last year, and they combined top 20 efficiency, which like success rate and big play prevention, with incredible red zone defense last season, pretty much game in, game out. I think the best of all, I mean, they have a lot of guys returning, like you were mentioning, and then they have a ton of leaders, a lot of experience. Some of them more so are younger, but I think the transfers were more so the guys with a lot of experience, but still the recruits are incredibly talented. And then, if one can figure out how to pretty much put some pressure on the quarterbacks this year, I think the only question mark that this team is going to have is quite literally Ty Simpson at that point, which granted, I don't think he's going to be the greatest like ever at Bama, but I mean, like if he can hold his ground, if he can find his weapons, I don't see a problem with them
talking about weapons.
11 games.
Second best wide receiver core in the country?
Definitely not the first, but
I'm not saying they're the first, but
yeah.
Who's the first?
Yeah, who is the first?
Who is the first? Yeah. Who is the first?
I'll let our viewers figure that one
out.
Just to piggyback on it, though, I do agree they've got to get to the quarterback. Negative play rate was 80th last year on defense, which is bad. They do return a lot of guys, which I think is big. 8 starters return that could have gone pro last year. I think that's huge. And then the only other question I'm going to have for this team is the offensive line. They're returning a bunch, but 86th in run push last year and 73rd in pass protection. Not a huge fan of those numbers. That's got to improve, especially with Ty Simpson if he's a starter who's not mobile. Jalen Milroe can get out of those grades, but if it's Ty Simpson, he's not getting out of that. Now, if they start Russell at some point towards the end of the year, then you can get away with it.
I feel like we see him a little bit early, though. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think they hold him until the Georgia game.
That's valid, too. Kind of the throw in a mix of numbers there.
I think it
wouldn't shock me.
No way they put tape out there of him before the Georgia game. Knowing Kirby and DeBoer and how big that game will be for the SEC championship game and playoff, there's no way.
It shapes out the conference. Yeah, like right from the get-go.
It's the biggest game. It's the biggest game.
I love
personally.
It. Yeah.
Of the SEC, not of the year.
Right.
Yeah, you're talking about like returning, like how much Alabama's returning. I think a lot of them got that sour taste from missing the playoff and that ugly loss to Vandy. So, I agree. They very well could be a 1-loss or potentially 12-0 Alabama team, but still a lot of questions to answer for me, and it starts with the quarterback position. So,
I agree. I mean, it's not a foolproof team. Like your quarterback has to work. The O-line has to progress. The D-line's got to be better. And it's not like they're losing nobody. They're still
Right.
losing. They're still losing pieces on this team. I think it's going to come down to. I think a lot of how Will Howard was last year. I think that's what Ty Simpson needs to be. You have to get.
Yeah.
You've got to get to these. You got to get to Ryan Williams. You got to get to Jeremy Bernard. You got to get to Isaiah Horton.
Yep.
Those guys have got to touch the ball double-digit times a game.
Yeah.
Easily.
And you have to run the ball more because they didn't run it last year.
For sure.
They were playing behind a lot though too, so that could be not
For
a
sure,
lot, but in the bigger games they had to try to keep up. I guess I should say more than be behind.
But even in that Georgia game, when they go up by 3 scores in the first half, they didn't run the ball.
Right.
That's why Georgia came back.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's why they were able to come back.
They had 0 time in possession that second half at all. It was nuts.
Yeah. They've got to be able to run the ball better. I know the stats probably don't show that they were bad running it, but I just feel like DeBoer abandoned it way too often.
I mean, now they have, is it Justice Haynes?
No, it's Jane Miller.
Jane Miller. Yeah, never mind. Haynes went to Michigan. I'm an idiot. This is me personally. Like you said, the sour taste in your mouth and the whole revenge tour thing. I love revenge angles with everything in me. Believe me, I'm like biggest advocate for it. But best against the spread team in Alabama like history was 2009. They were 14-0. Is it like nuts? I mean, like I think this year, depending on the lines that they get, especially for that Georgia game, I don't even know if that line's out yet or not. But
it'll be pick 'em, maybe.
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be.
It'll depend on if Georgia beats Tennessee, though.
I don't know if it's dumb to say that they might have like 9 to 10 wins against the spread alone this season. Like I feel like they just kind of like they dominate the non-cons. Week 1 we already know that. I mean, Florida State is probably gonna. Norvell might
Vandy, so they're losing that one.
Norvell might get thrown out at halftime in that game. That'd be kind of funny. But no, like literally though, like 10 games against the spread this year. Is that nuts? I don't know. I don't think so, personally. 14-0 is hard to beat though, dude. That's nuts.
No, they're not. They're gonna lose a game against the spread.
I know. It's like I'm not like looking at it. That's wild.
I don't know. I think it's possible. I would like the schedule doesn't shape up badly.
It really doesn't. That's why I'm like,
it's that Auburn game.
I think I'm gonna really like backing them this year. Honestly,
I feel like it's always an Auburn game for Tennessee. Lord, so sorry, I just read
Hell
Tennessee. For Alabama, when they're good, like it's always that like at Auburn, the last game of the year was like 2013-14, the kick return or punt block, whatever it was,
kick six,
yeah. I think
six.
Yeah, me and my buddies were all watching that game.
What year was that?
13. I'm pretty sure I was a senior. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's 2013. It was the year Auburn went to the Natty, I believe.
Yeah.
Good old Nick Marshall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are we ready to move on to number 2s?
Sure.
Yes.
So this is probably where it gets shaky-ish. I don't think so. Maybe not really. I don't know. Kind of probably similar top 3. They're just reordered probably in a way. I'm hoping. I hope to God.
I think me and yours 2s will be the same, and then Dylan's will be.
As long as I don't see LSU up here, I think we'll be okay.
No.
Okay. All right. My number 2 is Georgia and Kirby. Kirby and the Dogs. I'm never counting this guy out, dude. I'm sorry. Your face tells me that you have something different. I'm not gonna lie. Unless if it is, I don't know.
Don't you have them to miss the playoff?
I do. Value play.
So a 1. Okay. We'll get into that later. It's fine.
I have Ohio State to miss the playoff, but I also think they win I said they might win Big Ten. Value play.
Okay.
Value plays.
I mean, I agree with the value play, especially with all the questions, but continue.
All right.
What?
I think, see, in their case, I think last year we had like a pretty much decent example of like how high the floor is, I think, for this team. First of all, when I did the numbers in terms of SP Plus ratings, they finished sixth last year. That was their worst since 2020. They were barely top 10 on offense. They were 10th on offense. Also worse since 2020, and then ninth on defense, which is worse since 2018. And if like breaking the top 10 is like, I don't want to call it the standard, but you know what I mean? Like not what we're used to. It's just like how insane like has this team actually been over the last, what is that, 4 or 5 years? That's ridiculous. And obviously there's reason to wonder if they're in for another one of those like down years. Obviously Kirby still recruits like he usually does. Like he said, he's got pretty much the Saban mentality all over again. That's like the new whatever Tiger King. I don't even whatever they called it last year. I forget what they called it. It was super funny. Twitter was on a roll. I forget what it was. God, it's gonna piss me off. Either way, I just struggled to kind of see how many units that improve. Honestly, obviously, when you have Nate Frazier at running back, I think he might have a breakout year. He very could. You want to take a matter of in terms of the DBs. I think if they're the safeties are completely new. I think the secondary as a whole might improve, but I don't think if it's not as elite as the past secondaries, you can already count them out in the air on the pass defense game. And then they have all these incoming receivers. Pretty much in terms of numbers kind of match or come similar to the guys that left. But then again, at that point, you're kind of comparing two quarterbacks with Beck and Gunner. And I don't really want to get into all that because it's kind of hard to judge and predict in terms of, because it all depends on who's throwing the ball, obviously. And everybody knows Gunner. But no matter like how Swiss cheese this whole entire team is and how like whatever, I think obviously there's countless of incredibly talented recruits, blue chip guys, obviously trying to fill these big, massive shoes. And the great part about that is that could work out great. But obviously it's easier to see a repeat of last year than like a more so 2021, 2022 type season. I got not right mind. I have no doubt in my mind they are not going to have that kind of year. But if they get the right breaks, if they get a couple lucky turns, lucky draws, it might be enough for another SEC championship. I don't know. But then again, like them being so down, if you want to call it down, you're opening the door for Texas, you're opening the door for Bama, you're opening the door for LSU, these dark horse sleepers that we're going to get into later. It's just, that's basically why that I took them to miss the playoff for one. I don't necessarily think it's a bad bet. I don't think that it's necessarily a really good bet. It might be the dumbest bet ever, but for the price that you get it at, same thing I said about Ohio State. There's zero telling. You cannot predict anything with that kind of team, with how rebuilt it is. Fantastic coaches, fantastic recruiting staff, great NIL packages. We don't know. Point blank. That's my number 2. I'm pretty much done there. I don't know what else to say about them.
Yeah. I mean, I'll throw my number 2 in just because I don't have a lot to say about them because you guys already talked about them. So my number 2 is going to be Alabama. And the reason I'm putting Alabama in front of Georgia is strictly because I think Alabama has an easier SEC schedule than Georgia does this year.
I would agree.
And that's just kind of what I'm leaving it at. And as Cade handed to, so kind of giving you a preview. But Georgia's got, to me, is more rebuilt than Alabama is this. Well, I mean, they are more rebuilt than Alabama this year. And because of those question marks is why I'm putting them in third.
I think it's fair. I've got Texas too. I mean, we're arguing a loss, maybe. I don't think this
Not
isn't
if
the
that.
most insane thing ever.
No.
You alluded to it. This SEC football is predicated on quarterback play. Arch Manning is the number one recruit. We got to see him last year. He had some really good games. He struggled some in some limited time. I hated how Gunnar Stockton played. I know he played a good team in the playoff. I know he played a good team against Texas. I know that they beat Texas, but they did not beat Texas because Gunnar Stockton beat Texas.
Not at all.
I'm not saying that Gunnar Stockton's not going to be good because I think he's a 4-star guy. He's been in the program. I think he's good. But if you're asking me if two teams that are rebuilding that have around the same recruiting class, I'm taking the guy that everyone thinks may be the number one overall pick in 2027, personally. And that's kind of my biggest thing between Georgia and Texas is they're both not returning a lot. So I think when you look at QB offense and defense, I think Texas's defense might be better than Georgia's this year, which leads me to Steve Sarkisian being an offensive coach, and I don't trust Mike Bobo.
That's fair. I mean, they're all fair points. I mean, it's like you said, it's nothing that's crazy. I mean, we all, like you said, have the same top three. It's just a reorder, and
we're also all. Oh, go ahead.
That's all valid debate. That's all. It's yeah. There's no right or wrong. I don't think really.
Yeah, and we're also all arguing 3 playoff teams more than likely,
except Georgia because I bet them.
Yeah,
you bet them. We did not.
Yeah, I might. It's not out of the question yet.
I will not. I'll put that out there now.
But
okay, fine. You guys are lame. Don't want to ride the biggest ones. Oh, that's fine.
I'm not betting against Kirby Smart. You're insane.
I haven't put a lot of futures in yet. I mean, I have, but not like team-specific futures. So
it's fine as long as we can all admit that Marcus Freeman owns him. Who said that? What the? There's something out of my window.
How many natties do you guys have in the last 5 years?
We've been to one, okay?
Who's won 2?
Kirby.
Yeah. Let's calm down Marcus Freeman real quick. Let's go ahead and put an end to that.
He has a better hairline.
How many national championships does he have?
Dude. God.
Kirby's the best coach in football.
God. We're done here.
Is that arguable?
End the episode.
Is that arguable?
Let me think about it for a second. Yes.
Who?
John Summerall.
Here I was thinking we were a serious podcast.
I kind of blanked. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say Ryan Day, honestly.
That's funny.
That is funny. I was going to laugh at that one myself.
Oh, man.
I don't know who 2 is. Dan Lanning?
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I would put Day on. I would put Day at 2. I'm sorry.
I don't think so.
I'm not going to start a riot for Ohio State fans on an SEC.
I'm sorry.
I'm an Ohio State fan, and I don't think so.
Ryan Day did not win that title.
No.
His coordinators did.
Yeah.
All right.
Good for him for letting them do their jobs, though.
He can be in conversation when he beats Michigan.
How long's he been there? 4 years?
Long enough to beat Michigan, and hasn't.
So your third team, Cade, is Georgia.
South Carolina.
Texas is Texas. Okay, stop it. Good God. Here we go. This is why we don't do things after 9 p.m.
Right?
Oh, God. Yeah, this is going to be...
We talked about this last year, Cade. We can't be recording this late.
It's pretty bad. We did do this a lot last year.
Okay, so our top 3 is the same, right?
Correct.
In some order. Why is LSU not in the top 3 for you guys?
Brian Kelly.
Yep. Fade Brian Kelly.
Facts.
Yeah. That was easy. All right, next.
I don't have another.
There's no other point, dude.
Yeah, I hate that for LSU fans because like you can't do anything.
There's zero hesitation.
Is this team more talented than the 2023 team? LSU.
Yes.
Than Jaden?
Potential to be yes.
I think overall, yes. Position specific, no.
Yeah,
There's
no, I'm
ups
asking
and
entire
downs.
team, not QB.
Yeah, entire team. I think.
I mean, he three. What is it like? Three top 20, top 10 offense. Is it top 20 or top 10? I don't think they've had top 10 offenses in
3 top 10s.
Is it really top 10s?
Yeah.
Okay, then they've had really good offenses. Obviously, they play great against good teams. I should say that they've beaten three top 10 teams. They spent parts, I think, of the last 3-4 years, at least at some point, inside the top 10 at some point.
Yeah, all 3 years.
Yeah,
actually, last year I don't think they did.
Huh.
To me, this year they have potential to be a best one-loss team, but I think it's going to land more around the 9-3 range.
Yeah, I had 9-3.
I mean, they improve. Honestly, I don't. Okay, actually, I don't really care. I didn't care for Ed Orgeron after the Natty, and obviously
LSU fans would agree.
And obviously, at the end of his time there, it was time for improvement, obviously, and Kelly did that. I mean, he immediately. I don't think he really wasted much time. He pretty much brought them within top 10 SP plus rankings. For 3 consecutive years, 22 through 24. And I don't think, obviously it's very good, but I don't think it's necessarily program altering where it puts them immediately without a stamp of approval into SEC contention. But I think they feel like they need a tad more, but they're so close. I feel like they're so close. Honestly. This is why I have them to win a Natty as a pick, one. And I wanted to wait because they're 0-3 in season openers in the last 3 years. And I did reading on that, and that's kind of wild. I didn't even think about that.
About to be 0-4 this year.
There's a really good chance. Really good chance. And I honestly, I don't regret taking it at the time that I did because I don't really think the number's going to change that much if they do lose that game. But Nuss, dude, he threw for 4K last year, 30 touchdown. Did he hit
29?
30? Okay. They had a talented core. They have probably an even more talented core this year. I don't know.
The offense is better.
Yeah, it's clearly better. That's why I said that's my main reason. I think the offense is electric, dude. And
outside of the O-line,
right? Of course. And granted. I think Durham was fantastic last year, especially after contact. Dude's a bull runner. He's amazing. And then my question obviously lies with the defense, as I'm sure all of us pretty much agree. I'm trying to find what was Baker's first year as a coordinator? Was that 23
for LSU?
Yes,
it was last year.
It was okay. And obviously they had Harold Perkins get hurt, so I'm not trying to bash too hard in a way because he's obviously one of the best defensive players in the country at the time. But they return very talented corners, apparently a lot of transfers.
Always.
Especially in the secondary. Yes, always.
It's third year in a row.
The thing that I've noticed about Baker within last year is that the amount of attack that he has in the pass game on the defensive side of the ball, of course. The secondary, it's all ball hawkers. And in terms of pass breakups, they have Ashton Stamps as a leading corner there. Dude's tough. But how many times are those guys going to get burned in the process and basically determine the entire course of the year, you know? The schedule's brutal. It's loaded. They have a ton of road trips that are absolute hell. But then again, when they're like on, they are quite literally on. And by on, I mean offense is consistently putting up 30, 38 plus. And I don't want to say, I don't know. I don't want to say it's like a reach, but their offense obviously has to. I don't want to say improve because they really don't. They've been amazing. It's just the defense. The defense has to do their jobs, plain and simple. That's how they win games this year. But yeah, they're going to put up points regardless. That's where I stand with them.
Yeah, I think the offense has got to stay top 10. If it drops, you're probably in trouble unless the defense can improve. But I mean, there's cause to believe that this defense can improve. 5 starters are back from the front 7. Harold Perkins is back after getting hurt in September. They add Patrick Payton from Florida State, number 3 overall transfer in the portal. You get Jack Pyburn on the other edge. You get Dominique McKinley. Like, you've got these, like, it seems like Brian Kelly really tried to load up on pass rushers this year. After that was a decently bad problem that they had. And then, of course, loading up on corners and safeties. Whit Weeks is back. I think you just have to believe that at some point the secondary is going to improve. I don't know by how much. And then you also have to look at their top 5 in recruiting the past 5 years. They had the number 1 transfer portal class in America last year. Second-year defensive coordinator with Baker. I think, like, if you can pick off Ole Miss on the road, it's 10-2.
That's not going to be an easy game. That would be a really fun game. That's an over.
It's in week 5 too.
Holy!
That's the same week as Bama, Georgia.
Wow. So that's a September game then too. Wow, I feel like it's early for that too. Okay.
Yeah, I do agree. The schedule is tough. Clemson, Florida, Ole Miss, South Carolina,
right.
A&M, Bama, Oklahoma. Road trips are tough. But if this team is the same offense and a better defense, I mean, they were 9-3 last year.
Yeah, 10-2 is not outside though.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Are we going to the bottom now?
Started from the bottom. Wait.
Now we here at
song.
the bottom again.
Yeah, still there.
You know who's still at the bottom? Mississippi State.
Yep.
Poor
Rain Prescott's alma mater. Never the same.
Poor Bulldog fans. Hail State. They are
sure.
They're going to be bad again. I hate to say this for them.
You don't believe in You don't believe in Levy?
I do like Levy.
I actually do. I'm not gonna lie. It's just
I like Levy as a coach. You know what's crazy is that they went 2-10 last year and are 28th in returning production in the country.
I don't know how, but whatever.
He kept all of his players apparently.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't think they're going to be good this year. They were 2-10, 0-8 last year, if you didn't know. But I think there's improvement on this team. Like, if Blake Shapen can stay healthy for a full year, I really like the running back room. Johnny Daniels and Fluff Bothwell. If you know Fluff Bothwell.
What a name from South Alabama.
Dude, he's a monster.
Get to know the guy.
He's so good. I think they're going to be able to run the ball more. I like Mario Craver. He's back. But like this, they just transferred everybody. I'll give you also a super fun stat for them. They allowed 34.1 points per game last year on defense, which was dead last in the SEC. The gap between them and number 15 was bigger than the gap between 15 and 1. They had the worst completion percentage, 70% of passes completed against them, second worst in negative play rate. But they do get 13 transfers back. It's not a super big roster churn. Like, I think there's a chance they could win an SEC game this year.
I don't know. That bar is pretty low. Maybe, well, yeah, I guess.
At Arkansas. Dude, it's game of the year.
Yeah, Arkansas. I was about to say.
First game of the year.
Oh, we all went to the same spot again. That's hilarious.
Because they literally run the gauntlet of the SEC.
Oh no, their schedule sucks, and they play Arizona State.
Right. Like their out of conference isn't that much easier. So
It's
I think
just
Go ahead.
no, you're good.
I was gonna say I think there's 3 wins. I think there's a possibility of a 4th. That's as high as I'll go.
What's the win total? Is it 3.5?
I think it's 3.5.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I don't think any, like, obviously none of the returnees could prevent them from suffering their worst record since, what was that? Early 2000s, definitely, but I don't know exactly what year.
I can't read it. What does it say?
3.5.
Yeah,
There we go then. Okay.
What's the juice on the over?
-144.
Well,
I'm taking the under.
that's not
Yep.
terrible.
Plus 118 on the
but
under.
still, that's
That's
a lot of
favorable.
gambling.
Plus 118 on them not winning an SEC game.
Yep.
Well,
Dude, that at Arkansas game is gonna be electric.
Woo pig. Woo
What
pig
week
suey.
what week is that game?
Like
5,
9.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
If we do like games of the week and we just put that in there,
I'm
instead
putting
of
it in.
like
Beautiful.
you heard it here first. See you week
Yeah.
10.
No,
I'm
no,
going
no.
to the
This
game.
is Hammer Time college game day.
With the worst 2 teams playing each other
Yes.
each week.
Yes.
I like that.
We go to
That's
the
a good-
worst, dude. That would be
That's
amazing.
a good zag.
Thanks.
That would be amazing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we need to spend much more time on Mississippi State, but I think some continuity is probably better than none. I think, but that's about I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're better, but it's not going to show in a record standpoint. I think if you watch them, they'll be more entertaining.
You want to hear? This is probably one of my hot. I don't want to call it hot takes because really, I don't think any of these teams are good. I don't know who you guys have as your like second to last bottom team. Actually, yeah, I do. But I have mine as Vandy.
You,
Wow. Wow.
I'm disappointed in you.
Don't. He's
What?
after Stoops is after that. I promise. But I don't see anything above 4 wins. Much maybe I don't see anything above 4 wins.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I just can't see it at all. And I love Clark Lee because I'm a Notre Dame guy first and foremost. But dude, I'm sorry. Yeah. I have to be a Debbie Banner at some point though. They were 7th in turnovers last year and 11th in close game fortune. If you can do with that with what you will. Avia, I'm iffy on him. I don't know, man, because he's so hit or miss to me. But he did spend a decent amount of that year pretty banged up in a way, and then he was only in a way somewhat effective in the Bama game, and maybe after that, I guess you could say, maybe a little bit before. I was super shocked about this team in general whenever they smoked Virginia Tech after we were so high on them last year. That's when I kind of had my head turned at Vandy. Very beginning, I'm not going to lie to you. However, they added a couple of weapons. I don't necessarily think they're big play guys, but they got thinned out enough that he had to bring in 7 guys. I would say that. Defense should improve, maybe not. If turnovers in like the close games kind of get in their favor again, I don't think it is. The downsides are going to be pretty freaking obvious here, and I just don't. Maybe they return enough of last year's guys to potentially have some more magic. I don't think so though. I think this is it was like the luckiest team by far, in my opinion, last year, and I'm not a fan. So yeah, under 5 wins for me. I don't like them more than Kentucky. Sorry.
Diego is going to be upset with you if he listens to this.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
he's
tagging
a
him in it.
freak. He's a frequent listener of college football podcasts. If you didn't know,
He definitely is. Please repost this, by the way. Actually, yeah.
I don't even know where to go right now.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, that
just
was
shell
great.
shocked right now. I'm like,
That was the
I
biggest
was not expecting
zag.
that one.
I
I'm throwing.
guess I'll
Yeah, go ahead.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go. You go.
I mean, I'm just trying. I'm really between Kentucky and Arkansas for the next spot. I mean, and I'm putting Kentucky. I think I'm gonna have to go Kentucky there. And huge spoiler, I am riding the Rockets week 1.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
that's why I think I'm gonna put them in that second to last spot.
That's upset watch, dude. Real
And
talk.
it
For sure.
like I that's a week 1 lock for me. Just so you guys know, preview. I'm high on the Rockets this year, so
Do we need like a hammer animation thing? That would be so corny.
I
yeah.
think we're all riding. I think we're all gonna ride that.
So that might be a squad ride.
Oh, we know how these
But-
go. Kentucky
Yeah, I
by
mean-
40.
Right.
Probably.
Literally. Yeah. Kentucky's like actually the best team in the SEC this year. Like weird.
That's insane.
No.
Apparently.
No, they got Ole Miss at South Carolina, at Georgia, Texas at home, but it don't matter. Tennessee at home, I don't think that's
It
going to
don't.
matter.
It don't matter.
At
Revenge
Auburn,
game for Ole Miss too. Ole Miss, Kiffin might run that number
Florida.
up a little bit too high.
I mean, yeah. Then they got to finish at Vandy, at Louisville. I just don't think it's going to be very good for them this year.
I'm going to second that. I have Vandy. Hold on. No, we don't. I've got Kentucky. You wish I had Vandy. Hell no. I have Kentucky as my second to bottom team. Good miss. That was a good miss.
Oh my god.
They're 4-8 last year. They failed to score 21 points against a single Power 4 opponent in 2024. They were bottom 20 in almost every single category on offense. And the passing offense was 65th out of 68 in opponent adjusted passing. That's normal for Stoops, in all honesty. Yet he can't run the ball anymore either. Also, we decided, hey, let's bring in Zach Calzada, who is terrible and has been terrible. Dude tried to play at Texas A&M, didn't work. Then he goes JUCO, and now he's back in the SEC, and we think it's going to work. They were 93rd in yards per carry, 126th in sack rate. They bring in an entire new offensive line, 4 offensive line transfers. They do have 3 returning starters, but they weren't very good. Defensively, they regressed for a 3rd straight year. 34th in coverage meltdowns, 126th in limiting explosive plays, things that Kentucky's always been able to stop. Their top 4 interior linemen depart. J.J. Weaver is gone from the linebacker core. And I think the biggest thing that happened to Kentucky in the offseason isn't even on the field. It's losing Vince Moreau. Him leaving Kentucky to go to Louisville, your rival, and go be the GM is probably the worst look you could have on a program. They have too many questions. There's too many transfers. I don't think enough of them are good. I think Stoops is gone by November.
That's it. No, it's before Pittman.
No.
No.
We'll get to that next.
1,
me
2,
to
like
go?
back-to-back weeks or same week.
They're going to get fired together.
Ooh, I like
Holding
it.
hands.
Do you think they flip jobs?
Ooh, good. Ooh, we should do that.
Dude. Wait a
Yes. I think Kentucky fans would be happier than Arkansas fans.
Agreed.
I'd rather have Pittman than Stoops.
Oh my god, what?
He's been awful.
Dude.
He tried to leave
I get that, but
and then said, I'm going to go 4-8 this year. Watch this.
whatever year it was where they had Liam Cohen as a coordinator, dude, that year was fun, though. I'll admit that. I'll say that.
Cool. That was 4 years ago, and Liam Cohen is an OC. No, sorry. Liam Cohen is a head coach now in the NFL.
Yeah, he's in the. Yeah, I knew that.
That's not coming back.
No, the offense this year. All right, here's where I'm putting the foot down.
Do not tell me Zach Calzada is a good quarterback.
I didn't say that. I wasn't going to. I think their running back room is very, very bully-esque.
With what O-line?
Bully-esque, I said.
That's not a word.
Bully-esque. It's two separate words, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you catch my drift. The receivers are going to be super fun. I'm honestly out.
Kendrick Law is not fun.
Dude.
He sucks.
No, he does not.
Yes, he does.
The midget running on like...
How many yards did he have last year?
He competed with Ryan Williams and everybody else on that team last year that I can't really think of all of a sudden. But
okay.
I thought he was fun. I think it's going to be fun. They still have, or they got Stellato from Clemson. And then on the outside of the numbers, you have Jamori Macklin, North Texas phenom, dog.
He's never had more than 135 yards in a season.
Dog. And J.J. Hester, who's also coming from Oklahoma.
Good wide receiver room out there.
That's it.
Arguably the best.
In the SEC, yeah, hands down.
in the nation.
Top 5?
I can't listen to you anymore. You said Kentucky's offense was going to be fun to watch.
They are. I think they are.
No.
All right. Deep balls, I could see it now.
Zach Calzada. Deep balls. Into
deep balls to the other team.
To the other team, baby.
Through 6,000
glorified punts
in 2 seasons.
In the FCS.
I know.
No.
He has help now. I'm just saying. He actually has a good wide receiver room, unlike Texas A&M. That's it. I think they're going to be better than Arkansas. I think they're going to be better than Vandy.
In a win total way or in a fun watching way?
Maybe both.
Interesting.
Sorry. I don't see how that's a crazy take. They're all trying to get to 6-6.
Yeah, no, for sure. That is what four teams are doing. I do agree. All right. I need to get off Kentucky before I have an aneurysm.
So Arkansas.
Please go.
Again, not much more to say. I'm like Jake said, better coaching in my opinion. They're slightly above Kentucky. I was debating on flip-flopping them. I just think Kentucky's going to be worse this year. Don't think Arkansas is going to be much better. They again have to face the. I feel like they have the easier SEC SEC schedule than Kentucky does. It's not easy, but they easier. You go.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Ole Miss, Kentucky, or Ole Miss, Tennessee, A&M, Auburn, LSU, Texas, Mizzou.
They definitely have the easier SEC schedule. It's just the Notre Dame game, just kind of chilling there.
Sure, I mean that's probably not going to be great for them, but
no.
I think it's funny how like eerily similar these two teams, Kentucky and Arkansas, actually are.
Oh,
where they have kind of fun offenses. Yeah.
You can stop saying Kentucky is a fun offense. You're not convincing us, no matter how many times you say it.
Dude, tune in for week 1. I'm betting Kentucky now.
When they lose Toledo, when they lose to the MAC team, when they score 15 points.
I got to look this up and see what we're at so far here.
What's the over-under win total on that? Or what's the over-under on that game?
That's what I'm literally going to look at right now.
On the Toledo,
if it's under 40...
game, it's not going to be under 40. I'd say like 42, 44.
But this offense is so fun to watch.
I didn't say it's going to go under. You said if it's under 40.
I am asking a question.
It's 49.
Shit, dude. They might score 20.
That's up there.
You realize who's on Toledo, right?
If it's Calabrese, we got to bet Kentucky.
Dude, he took him outright money line.
Oh, perfect. We're taking Kentucky. You know what? Everything we said earlier,
God
not
bless
happening
it.
anymore.
You didn't even take spread. You just said, you know what? Plus
Kentucky
220.
money line, Kentucky minus 9.5.
You know what?
You know
Plus
what?
200,
Take
I'll
the
take
under. Take the under, though.
It's a defensive game.
It's really not. I don't think. Okay.
Speaking of Arkansas, yeah, I'm just gonna. I can't do the Kentucky has a good offense.
We're here.
Thing.
Let's just go. Let's roll with it.
Let it be known that Hammer Time's going to Kroger Field this year, by the way. Council
No.
overrules. We were close last year.
Only if it's for the Tennessee game. So we can win by
Neyland
50 and watch the Kentucky offense put up double digits.
Dude's going to be going. The Calzada versus Aguilar Bowl is going to be stupid. You want to talk about defensive game?
At least we have a top 20 offense. I don't know.
At least we own you in basketball, dude. Jeez, shut up. Oh, he's quiet. Chad, he's quiet.
You're a Notre Dame fan.
We don't talk about basketball on this podcast.
That's fine. That's fair.
Arkansas is going to have a very bad time this year. Just to let you know.
Agreed.
Even though I will say offense, really fun to watch. Top 25 and opponent adjusted, all the opponent adjusted metrics, like the pro style that they went to. Taylor Green coming back, I think, is huge. The problem is they lost literally everybody else. Their top 4 receivers are gone, so they went and got some interesting receivers. I wouldn't say any of them are specifically good. They're all not power 4 guys. Lost their star tight end, but did sign a 4-star tight end from A&M. So 3 offensive linemen are gone. They were not a good offensive line to begin with last year. And then 7 starters, 12 of their top 16 are gone from the defense. Same thing with Kentucky. And I do think there are a lot of similarities in these two teams, and just that so many of their players are gone from last year that it is going to be impossible for you to be good, especially when you don't recruit at a high level. They're 14th of 16 in SEC high school recruiting the past 5 years. 12 of 16 in blue chippers. Taylor Green's awesome. He's going to be fun to watch, but they are maybe 5 wins.
Their schedule is brutal. It's nasty.
Yeah,
that's 8 projected top 25 opponents this year. That's harsh.
Yeah, 8 and what? 6 of them maybe in the top 15.
Yeah, 2 wins in the SEC, I think, and then 5? You said 5 wins.
2 wins in the SEC?
No, I meant like 5 wins, like overall. Two of them in the conference.
I think that's the best.
Okay, that's fair. I was going to say it's where I had it at, because I have it at 2.4 conference and then 5.2.
Yeah, I mean Mississippi State in the Hammer Time Bowl, and then maybe Auburn at home is probably the one I see being the easiest. Maybe Missouri to end the year.
Valid. Man, that bottom 4 is fun.
I didn't get to talk about
You ready for
Vandy.
the hottest take of all the hot takes?
I don't want to hear you talk about Vandy.
They're not in the bottom 4 officially, but I think you could replace Vandy with Oklahoma.
That's where I lost it. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Yeah, this is too late at night. We need to let's just.
Mateer, is he him?
This year?
Is he saving? Is he saving him? Is Venables going to be on the hot seat?
No, he's not.
Yeah.
No.
Hot take. That's my SEC hot take.
Oh
Hey, I'm not going to hate on hot takes if that's his hot take.
Worse than Auburn?
Yeah. They lose to Auburn. Week 4.
Okay.
Anyway, Vandy.
Is the bet in the room with us? Golly.
Yeah, I don't know how to even. This might be the most I've ever been starstruck.
This is.
Yep.
I knew this
Anyways.
conference was going to be incredibly far off. That's why I love
You're
it so
welcome.
much, though.
So, Cade does bring up some valid points with Vandy that I don't disagree with. They are third in the country in returning production. He was correct. They were extremely lucky last year. Pavia is back. Both their running backs are back. Both their tight ends are back. And their top receiver is back. Cedric Alexander's their returning running back, but he only rushed for 3.8 yards per carry. That has to get better with the new offensive line rebuilt from the transfer portal. I'm a big fan of Junior Sherrill, their top receiver. I think Eli Stowers could be the best tight end in the SEC and potentially the country. Had 600 yards last year, 49 receptions. They really, really try and get him the ball. They weren't a good offensive line last year, 108th in the run game, but 55th in sack rate because of Pavia. If Pavia can stay healthy for 12 games,
I was going to say, that's the biggest.
this offense could be better just with what they have returning. The biggest question I have is going to be defense.
Yeah.
He cut off 13 points a game last year after he took over play calls, Clark Lee. They went to 51st in defense. Rushing defense was good. Most of the defensive line's back. The linebackers are back. I think the biggest question I'm going to have is safety. I have a feeling they might be a little bit more susceptible to the pass this year with C.J. Taylor and Dericky Wright being gone. They helped limit a ton of explosive plays. Don't love who they brought in. So, and I think the schedule's tough. I'm not saying that I see them, doing what they did last year. I'll just say that the players are back from last year that did do it. And who knows? LSU's at home this year.
This is
Auburn's at home
why
this year.
the exact point you just made is why that I think you could throw a team below them in the SEC.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not Oklahoma. That is an extreme hot take, but
Well, if not them, then it's got to be Auburn because there's no way I'm putting Florida or Carolina.
Oh, I'll give you one. You just said their name, South Carolina.
You've got to be
South
kidding
Carolina.
me.
Yeah.
You have got to be kidding me.
We'll get to them next episode, but
He is trying to piss me off, chat.
I'm not.
I so badly want to put Mizzou down there, but they just
How dare you?
they just always have an easy schedule, in my opinion. Like
That's
they
true.
always
Their
have
schedule's
the
really
easy games. So
I think.
don't
I'm not going to argue. I don't think any of these teams make a bowl. Vandy has the closest personally, and I think they could get the 6. But I'm not going to sit here and say that there's this huge margin between all of them. I don't.
It's hard to say it gets worse for that defense, though. I'm looking at it right now.
I think they're going to get better.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's why I said, they should improve. They should improve. It's hard. It's going to be pretty hard to be worse than what they were.
Yeah, just can they be as turnover lucky this year?
108th in success rate. 118th in success rate, sorry. 42nd in yards allowed per play. That's gotta bump. That's gotta change.
Yeah. I think there's an opportunity for them to be better, but also the schedule is hard, and I don't know. We'll see. I think they're gonna be super fun to watch every week.
To put them at the bottom.
I don't think it's a hot take to put them at the bottom.
What I was gonna say.
I'm just saying you didn't put them at the bottom. They're 15th, but the difference between 15th and 13th is 1 to 2 wins. Next episode's going to be the fun one.
Oh, this is going to be nuts.
So that'll be a joy.
I'm surprised we kept this one this short, to be honest with you.
Proud of us.
we did well. We did absolutely well.
I think it's
Right.
also because it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, right at an hour too.
That's beautiful.
It'd probably be a
Well
little
done,
less.
gentlemen. Yeah. Pat on the back.
Tomorrow's episode may be 2 hours.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
Probably.
Potential late one again tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm going to call it there, though. Yeah, we hit on everything we needed to, I think.
All right, yeah. Repeat your top 4s really quick.
Fine.
In order.
In order.
Okay. Go ahead, Cade.
All right. I had Bama, and then I had Georgia, and then I had Texas, and then LSU. That was my top 4. You want me to go bottom four again
Nah,
too?
no, it's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
You want me to
I'm good.
repeat any Kentucky again?
I'm good.
All right, bottom four. Last week.
Please let me
He
go
acts
to
like
bed.
this is his podcast or something. Anyway, my top four would be Texas, Alabama, Georgia, LSU.
And my top four is Bama, Texas, Georgia, LSU.
Wow, that's so cute. You know. Now we can call it.
Now we can call
Okay,
it.
now we can go to bed. Maybe. Actually, no, I haven't even ate dinner yet. I want to eat. I don't know. We'll figure it out though. It's
I'm
all
gonna do
good.
the predictor.
Well, oh god,
Stay tuned. Whenever we get these all
Oh,
filled
we
out,
got-
that's going to be a whole episode.
we got big things coming. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the best models you have ever seen. Rithmm, step aside.
Our models.
Oh my god. All right. Yeah. Probably looking to have the second part for the middle ground of this conference up by the end of this week. I know it is currently Wednesday, July 30th. I'm planning on tomorrow. I'm planning on maybe at the latest Friday. Hopefully. If all goes well, it'll be all right. But yeah, other than that, that'll do it for tonight. Thank you for listening to the slap happiest college football talkers on the internet probably tonight. And hopefully we'll try not to record past 7:30 next episode.
Please.
I think that's the cutoff time for the guys. It's okay. All right. We're going to peace out of here.